Positioning standpoint, like I said, I want him to be in prone, right? I want his head to be in neutral or even a little bit of extension. I do not want him to be in flexion where I just expose more neurovascular structures, right? So neutral or even a little bit of extension. His arms like that are fine, arms down by his side are fine. I don't want his arms up like that, just things get in the way. Start here, right? And I kind of palpate, so I've got skull. And then my first spinous process here is like C2. And I'm usually pretty good at finding that on people. Okay? And then from there, and what I find is like some of this, like sometimes I come in class and people are like doing this. And I'm like, I don't feel a dang thing there. Like find the spinous process and roll over it to know that it's there. Okay? And I'm a hard palpator because like, let's find the dang thing, okay? So there's that. And there's one there, okay? And if I can't find a segment, then I'm just not going to needle it. I got that one there, okay? And I got that one there, okay? That's not my best mark. And I've got that one there. And see, I'm confident that's 2. I think that's 4. That's probably 5. 6. I think that's all one big one, maybe. I don't know. I think I like that. Okay. And I will say that like when I do this, like make your marks and then like take a step back and be like, okay, am I on cervical? Meaning occasionally again, I've come around in class and people are like, I think that's C7. And you're like, so that's even with like spinous scapula? Unlikely, okay? So like take a step back. If you're not sure, is this T1 or is this C7, right? Err on the side of superior, right? Thoracic needling is a whole different beast. Now we start getting into lung field. So I just want you to be super safe and like stay on cervical, okay? But I feel pretty good with those right there. Okay? Then from there, we're gonna go to finger widths. So patient's finger widths. So let me see your fingers. It's a very like intimate thing that we're gonna do, okay? So mine are a little more narrow than his. So I can use my fingers, that's fine. But if he's gonna needle me, he needs to go a little bit more narrow, right? Because again, we don't wanna go too lateral with this. So we're gonna draw that out. And we're gonna draw that out, okay? You're right up in there with that. All right. So then from there, I find that spinous process. I'm gonna go in between. And like I can check myself where it's like, oh look, there's transverse process. There's transverse process. I can feel that, so I know I'm in my borders. Okay, so I should be able to go, okay, I'm good. I know where I'm at. So I find there. I'm just gonna go in between, right? That spinous process and transverse process, and I'm just gonna go perpendicular to the spine, okay? So with here, it's a little bit more straight down. As I start to get here, I'm gonna change my angle a little bit. I don't wanna aim inferior towards his lung, but I am changing my angle to be more perpendicular to the spine with that. You doing okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. Then I find greater occipital protuberance, right? That was easy to find, thank you. And then I'm gonna go lateral to that on the skull. Right? I'm going to go just lateral to that. So I'm in between spinous process and transverse process. I have a 2-inch needle and I'm going straight in. I've got bone at the end there. Okay. Doing okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. And I don't really care whether you start at C2 and move your way down or start at C7 and move your way up. It's just kind of up to you. I also don't care if you go right side, left side, or if you go all one side and then all the other. I tend to go back and forth just because I feel like if I do all one side and then all the other, the person's kind of like whoa on one side, but. And this is one, yeah, that one was a little achier. This is one where, like, I will, because I can't see his face, I will ask him probably more often, how are you doing, than maybe normal, okay? A lot of times people get really quiet with this. I mean, they are getting their neck stabbed.
Just don't sneeze.
All right. Although I do have like one lady who she likes to tell me stories, and she'll like turn her head and tell me, and I'm like, you have needles in your neck, right? Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, but did you hear this? I'm like, oh my God. I was like, you're gonna lose your privileges. Mm-hmm. Your right side seems a little angrier. Okay. It just provides a little more resistance. And his is actually pretty decent, but like occasionally you get people, particularly if they played like football or some sort of contact sport, where you'll get a lot of connective tissue buildup in the back of the neck, just from a protective standpoint. Right. Like I said, his is pretty good, but I've had some people, or if like they're like a NASCAR driver or something, rodeo guys, oh my gosh, they're next level. But my best body mechanics. Okay. This is where we start to get a lot of needles in one area. Oh geez. Here we go. I know, that one was a good one. Okay. Do the same thing on the other side. It's always good to see that, yeah, he hasn't lost the use of his upper extremities yet. Yeah. So, yeah. Things I should have on camera, great. Okay. All right. I might leave it like that instead of doing that last one. We'll see like that. You guys get that idea. Okay? Like I said, with those, like I got bone like right there. Okay? Then find greater occipital protuberance. I'm gonna go in like this. And just a 1/2 inch needle, right? You don't even probably need to press it in very much. It's already in. Okay. I'm not concerned about hair as long as I can actually feel where their skull is, right? I have had a couple people who just had like a lot of hair and like we just couldn't get to where like feel skull, but I'm not particularly concerned about hair otherwise. Yeah, you're not, yeah. You are concerned about hair, it's just other way. I'm just teasing you. We'll do one more for symmetry. Voila.